It's my Jeff Mama again. Now, this time I will talk about Blessings of the Savannah. This is the book that is written by Henry Olekulet. Blossoms of the Savannah, as you understand, it's a novel and it is a compulsory set text which is sent either in paper 2 as excerpt or in paper 3 as the compulsory set essay. Now, for now, I will talk about themes in Blessings of the Savannah, and I will revolve around two themes briefly. The first theme will be the theme of culture, the theme of culture or traditions. Another theme that I will look at is the theme of love. I have highlighted the two themes because they seem to be rampant in this particular book. First, to begin with, the first theme, the theme of culture, is very common. And you have to understand that this book is written by a man, author, Henry Olekulet. And he talks much about the Mar culture. And as you understand, there is a discrepancy between the Mar culture and the modern culture. How does this one come about? This comes as a result of other characters supporting the Mar culture or the tradition, and then others are against the same culture as they support the modern culture. Good examples, we have Brescian, who supports the modern culture because she wants to continue with her education at Egerton University. She doesn't want to be lured by the archaic culture of Nasila. She doesn't want to undergo circumcision. She doesn't want to leave her studies as early as others, but she wants to continue with education just like other people, just like a Makerere, who is a wasp, who is a threat against the archaic culture of Nasila. Now, I will look at the evidence that brings about the culture in this particular book. First, I will look at Soin Olesupeo. Soin Olesupeo takes all his sons to school until two of them succeed to university level. And whenever his daughters mature, he takes them for circumcision and marries them off, not only to men, but to prominent elders in Masila. This shows exactly that the girl child education is at bay, that girl child is not given priority to education. They are only used as to attract wealth. As you see Olesupeo marrying them off to prominent elders, that is a clear indication that he attracts wealth from these people. Another way is about the homecoming ceremony. The homecoming ceremony is conducted to reconnect Olekaelo back to Nasila society. This one is done according to the Ma culture. It is conducted in line with the tradition of Nasila. How does this one happen? It happens that there is an old man who is known as Olemusanka. Old Olemusanka is meant to conduct the ritual of reconnecting the family of Olekairo back to Nasila community. This one happens during the homecoming ceremony. And whenever Olekairo is reconnected back to the community, he is required to do according to the will of the people of Nasila, to go according to the requirements of the culture of Nasila. First, he is expected to marry off his daughters after circumcising. But as things unfold, as events unfold, we get to realize that these daughters of Olekairo do not accept to be lured by the culture of Nasila. We have to understand that the people who come from the same clan and sub-clan according to Nasila culture are not allowed to participate in a relationship. Good example is when during the homecoming ceremony, the daughters of Olekayo get to see a very handsome man by the name Joseph Pamuat. And now Tayo is lured by this particular man and she feels that she has to fall in love with this particular man simply because to them, culture should not dictate their lives. Tayo goes ahead to fall in love with Joseph Pamuat, but as culture dictates that they should not fall in any love, they are stopped by their parents. They are barred from falling in love, but simply because of the way they support the modern culture, the way they are against this archaic culture of man, the one they term as old-fashioned, they do not uh, get lured to stop their relationship. But later on, because of the restrictions, they get to go by their parents' requirements that they should not engage in any relationship, which is heterosexual. We also get to know that uh, a girl child is supposed to be married off, and before she is married off, they have to undergo circumcision. No woman, no girl child can be married before getting circumcised. That is according to Nasila culture. This is evident when Olekailo is persuaded by other men, by other Nasila members, that he should marry off his daughters after circumcising them, simply because they are living as in Toyen and Nebalan. And every other member of Nasila is concerned about that status of the daughters of Olekailo. That they have to undergo circumcision, then get married off. When Oloisudori demands for Resian, he expects that Olekairo has to take Resian for circumcision. Yeah, you have to understand that this culture is rampant in the Holy Book. Now, because of time, let me look at the theme of love briefly. This theme is also common in the book Blessings of the Savannah. There is love between Olekailo and Mama Milanoi. We are told that before Olekailo marries Mama Milanoi 20 years earlier, he gets attracted to her when they meet in church. We are told the way he gets attracted by the shape of this woman, by how she is well built, how she has a built body, a very attractive body, very beautiful, and the way he looks at even the breasts, the way they are pointed, the way the waist is built. Olekairo gets attracted to this lady as early as they meet in church. And they fall in love and they marry. They have been staying together for about 20 years without any problem. That is an indication that Olekairo loves Mama Mlaloi. Even when they go back to Wasila, uh, Silirani, the brother to Olekairo, tries to persuade Olekairo to marry another wife who can bear him a son, so that according to the culture, that son will carry his name to the next generation. But because of the love that Olekairo has towards Mama Mlanoi, he does not want to add a second wife. He only gets contented with having Mama Mlanoi. And he does not want to accept to add a second wife for that reason. We have the love between Ole Soteo and Olekairo. Remember the first time when Olekairo goes back to Masila, he has to visit his mentor, Soen Ole Soteo. Soin Olespeo advises Olekailo not to engage in a relationship or a business partnership with Oloisudori because he's a corrupt man. He gets to advise this man because they are in love, because he is his mentor and as well as his friend. They have been doing business together. That to some extent, or the supplier could send Olekailo to take his money to the bank, to go and buy for him animals, to go and do business for him. And there is trust between them. They trust one another. That one is very clear. That shows that these people are in love. There's no way he would have advised Olekairo if they were not in love. These people are in a great love. The love that cannot end. The love that is permanent. Another love, we see the love between Oloisudori and Olekairo. Oloisudori, as he is known as extortionist, a corrupt man, uh, an assassin. Uh, they fall in love and they join a business because when Olekairo is retrenched from Agribix Limited, he goes back to Nasila. He has no alternative. But he joins in business with this man by the name Edward Oloisudori Longia. And he is the one who finances the apartment that he owns in Nasila. He is the one who finances the business of Olekairo in Nasila. That is the shop that deals with agricultural products. That particular shop is financed completely by Oloisudori. In addition, Oloisudori, because of this love that they have between them, he demands to marry one of the daughters of Olekairo, that is Resian. When he demands, by threatening this particular man, by threatening Olekairo that if he doesn't give him Resian, then he can lose everything that he has been doing to him. He can lose everything that he owns because he's the one who finances. But later on, Olekairo gets to accept that he has to give Resian to this man because he is his friend, and whatever he does to the family is great to an extent that there is no way he can deny him his daughter. And you have to understand that there is a time when Oloisudori visits Olekairo's house. Olekairo says that uh, Oloisudori should never be denied anything in his house. He should never be denied anything. That is because of the love between them. Now, we understand that this love, this deep of love, is rampant in the world. And because of time, I'll be able to update more about this theme, more about the previous theme, and many other things. Thank you so much. Subscribe in my channel, Mwalimu Jeff Bama. Thank you.